Makky on May the 2nd. Exile is going to be in McMinnville, Tennessee with On Fire concerts.
I love that
They
so
are
much.
absolutely amazing.
You know, they're one of my favorites
Yes,
of all
yes,
time.
yes.
Yeah.
Grand Ole Opry members. And I was listening to the Opry the night that they got inducted into the Grand Ole Opry. And I'll never
Nice.
forget that. It was
I
amazing.
bet they won't either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very special evening.
Yeah.
We have Marlon Hargis of Exile on the
Yes.
line with us. How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing great. We were just talking before we went on the air. I was just dealing with allergies like everybody else, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
other than that, I'm doing good.
As long as they don't affect your fingers for tickling the ivories too much, you're probably okay, right?
Yeah, that's it. They affect my voice a little bit,
Yeah.
and and actually that's something all the singers we have a little bit of issue with it. But
Yes.
you just have to go on and deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you've been. I was going to say you've been dealing with it a lot of years because Exile has, that just been such a huge part of the fabric of American music for so many years. And I'm kind of a little bit of a nerd with music history, particularly with bands that I love like Exile. And I know that Exile goes back to the 60s, I think, is when it was originally formed, right? Is that right?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, the band was formed in 1963. I mean, this is literally the 61st year of the band.
Amazing.
And we did some research a few years ago, and there are only two or three bands, what we call self-contained bands that play and sing
Yeah.
and everything that have been around longer than us. And one being the Rolling Stones, and the other the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And unless it's some local group we don't know about, we think we're in the top five longest running bands of all time, which
Yes.
maybe makes us extremely stupid to be still be doing it after all. Can't figure out what else to do.
Right. Let me tell you, that's a remarkable milestone, number one. But also, I mean, you guys are just as vibrant today as 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, just as vibrant as ever, and the music is so good and tight. I was telling Brenda Lynn before we got you on the phone, I so admire the musicianship, the vocals, the energy, and the songs, just so good. And I'm assuming that you guys are continuing to play a lot of dates right now on the road and share that music with a lot of folks, right?
Yeah, we are, and I appreciate that compliment. But actually, last year we had the busiest touring year we've had in decades.
Really?
And extremely lucky. And I think the thing is, as corny as it sounds, we actually do enjoy being on stage together still.
That's great.
I mean, I always say we don't really love all the travel and stuff, because we're not, spring chickens anymore, as it says, as the saying goes. But we really enjoy being around each other when we get together, and we've always said if it gets to the point of just doing a show just for the money, we'll probably hang it up.
Yeah.
Because frankly, you'll hear and see bands sometimes you kind of get that impression, So
Yeah.
But no, we'll never do that. And luckily, the three lead singers, and I'm not one of them, I can say this, luckily everyone's kind of kept their voice, which sometimes is a matter of luck. You either, still have your voice or sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
But everyone's still in good health and good voice, and we're extremely lucky. And every time we get on the bus to go to a gig, we always say, man, we're thankful we're still here.
Sure.
That's a great thing.
Well, and the quality of what you guys do is just so top notch. How could you not enjoy that? It really is. And the lead singers that you're referring to, J.P. Pennington, Les Taylor, and Sonny LeMaire, right?
Yeah, and again, I think we're one of the few bands that have three different lead singers. And I think that makes the show a little more enjoyable.
Yes.
I went to see a great female singer last week. I won't mention the name. Absolutely great singer. But frankly, this may sound strange, but after hearing one person sing everything for an hour and a half, I'm not saying it gets old, but you kind of like something a little different every once in a while.
Variety.
On the show.
Yeah.
Variety. So I think that's one thing that makes our show maybe a little more enjoyable is three different vocalists,
Yeah.
and the sound kind of varies as we go through the show.
Yes. Now, Marlon, the name of our network is Southern Roots Radio, and we're big on
Hmm.
origin and sort of the formation of things and the origin and the roots of things. And we know a lot of the roots of Exile, and we could talk about that for a long time. But where
Hmm.
are you from, and how did you get into the music industry?
Well, I'm from a little town called Somerset, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Now the band formed in Richmond, Kentucky, which is real close.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, all five of the original, well, we call ourselves the original members because we've been there, most of us, for 50 plus years.
Yeah.
Most of us grew up in the same general part of the state,
Is that right?
within maybe 50, 75 miles of each other, and we all started in bands at pretty much the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because, like everybody else, the Beatles and the whole British invasion,
Mm-hmm.
that just made most kids want to be a musician at that point.
Yeah.
And so we all, as I say, I grew up in a very small town. I actually grew up living on a farm in the country, so
Yeah.
definitely come from a small town background.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so you guys were pretty much like just playing in different bands together? Is that what you're saying, like
Yeah.
around Kentucky? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we all sort of, generally knew each other through different bands, or maybe, and frankly, the band, it was called the Exiles when the band first started
Mm-hmm.
in '63, and I was playing in other bands, but and so was Les and Sonny and Steve,
Yeah.
but we all knew. Actually, Exile was a huge band in that region for years, even before we had national success. So I was very aware of the band, before I joined, and when I was asked to join it, I didn't really give it a second thought. I said yes. So we all knew each other, and at various times through the years, and everyone joined one at a time. So and five of us are still around,
Yeah.
50 plus years later.
Well, I tell you what, some great music has come out of Kentucky and through through the music of Exile. And on our show, we're actually this evening going to play not only Exile music, but songs that were actually written by members of Exile. That some of our favorite songs, "It Ain't Easy Being Easy" and "Secondhand Heart," and all these things that from members who have or people who have been members of Exile. And and also some of the folks in the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, which you guys are, right?
Right, yeah, and that's one thing, and I think another thing that lends us to being around a long time is we have really three really good songwriters in the band.
Yes.
So we've never had to look outside the band for songs.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not saying we've recorded a few here and there. And actually, in our show, which you'll hear, we do a medley of five songs that have been written by band members,
Yeah.
or recorded first by us. For example, two of our friends, Alabama's
Yes.
biggest hits were originally Exile songs.
Take Me Down, and The Closer You Get, right?
Yeah.
You know more about this stuff than I do.
I told you I'm a big fan, Marlon.
Yeah. So, and another song which most people aren't aware of, the Huey Lewis and the News had a huge song called "Heart and Soul"
Yes.
Yeah.
back in the '80s. It was their first #1 hit. That was originally written for us,
Wow.
and we released it first, and
Wow.
didn't do that well. And we've done a couple of gigs with Huey over the years, and he always jokes that he pretty much copied our version note for note.
Yeah.
And so we do that in the show too. So
That's awesome.
it's and frankly, a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, there's no reason they would. That a lot of our songs are hits for other people.
Yes. Well, we're going to shine a little light on that tonight, too, on this show, which is
Yes.
great. You guys just have had such an enormous career, and Brenda Lynn was talking about the concert that you're going to have coming up.
Yes, over in McMinnville, Tennessee. That's On Fire Concerts. Now, we know their concerts are always top notch. So to have Exile there, that's going to be so much fun on May the 2nd at the Park Theater. And I plan on being at that concert. I'm looking forward to seeing you all live for the first time.
You'll be be
Marlon.
bringing them on, won't you, Brenda Lynn?
I believe I'll have a part in bringing them on.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well,
Yeah.
good. We'll. I'm sure you'll do a great job. Yeah, we've been we've been talking with Park Theater for years, and we were just never able to work something out. So I'm glad after all these years we're able to do it.
It's a
And also
beautiful
it's pretty
venue.
close to it. Well, good. Yeah, I've heard it is, and from my viewpoint, it's close to Nashville, so
Yes.
Sleep in your own bed.
don't have to be on the bus a long time.
Sleep in your
But,
own bed tonight, Marlon. That's great.
yeah. We actually play a lot of theaters, that have been, renovated, and they're actually some of my favorite gigs to play.
Yeah.
It's great.
But as opposed to maybe arenas or stuff, because usually the sound's great, and to me, if you're playing just for a few hundred people, you have a better rapport with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So we always enjoy it and look forward to playing theaters.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And how's Steve Getzman doing? Is he doing good? Is he doing
Oh,
all right?
he's Steve. Steve, oh, don't even ask. Steve is sort of what we call the clown prince of the band, and
Yes.
I really don't know what to say about him.
Yeah.
So I won't say I won't say
Well,
damn thing.
Okay, there you go. Well, you got a talented
No.
bunch. That's for sure.
No, Steve's doing great. And Steve is to me is one of the steadiest drummers in the business. I
Yeah.
mean, it's always there. So
Yes.
no, Steve's doing great, and actually so is everybody else, which is
Good.
cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, just one little sweep of history here. So these guys, Exile, you of course everybody knows the big pop hit from the 70s, late 70s,
Right.
I believe it was, Kiss You All Over.
Yeah.
And there was another pop hit that I remember. There's something about Thrill was in the title, I think.
Yeah. What's odd? That is you are digging pretty deep now.
I love it. I just love I love the metamorphosis that you guys have
Yeah.
taken through your career, which is beautiful.
That's interesting because that was released as the next single after Kiss You All Over,
Yeah.
and it was a minor hit. It charted. I don't remember what chart position. It's we don't do the song anymore, but every once in a while someone will ask for it,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
actually I guess we're in a good position. We can't do. As weird as it sounds, we can't do all our hits in the show, so we have to.
Yeah, that's a good problem.
It is, but we have to kind of pick and choose. So
Sure.
we have talked about working that song up. It is a really good song.
Oh, it is. And when you hear it, you're like, oh, that was Exile that did that song.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was actually it was a big hit in Europe because a couple of times we've gone to Europe and we've actually put it in the show there. So,
Yeah.
but no, that's it. It's a really good song. Whenever I run across it, I enjoy listening to it after
Yes.
all these years.
Well, you had Kiss Me All Over, and then the country career began, and you guys. Now, when have you been with the band? I know that there was a time that you were with them for a while, and then weren't, and then. So how long have you been with them this last run? A long time.
Well,
right?
let's see. I joined in the early '70s and stayed till the late '80s.
Mm-hmm.
Then I left. Actually, I worked with the great guitar player Jerry Reed for a couple of 3 years after that, which was cool.
Yeah.
Then I came back. Then JP and Les toured for a few years in the early 2000s, and then the five of us reformed back in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 16 years that. And after I left the band, then Les left for a period of time. Then JP left. So the band went through a lot of changes in the '90s. But like I say, what we refer to the original five, which we're the five that played on almost all the records.
Yeah.
We got together back in 2008. It was actually for one gig. We hadn't really been in touch with each other for a long time, and a former road manager had a really bad motorcycle wreck. So I think it was Sonny started calling around and said, can we maybe get together and do a benefit concert in Lexington, Kentucky, which is our hometown. And we actually rehearsed a couple times, and frankly, we were going, this is sounding pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And you never know, after not been together for a long time, and so we liked it, and we did another date here and there, and then another one, and it just sort of morphed into full-time touring again.
That's
So
great. So
it
great.
worked out pretty well, and still at it.
Yep, and still awesome, and it's just been a remarkable career and a remarkable story of a band. You know, it really is. Yep, it's great. So Marlon, so are you looking forward to just being? Are you home now, or?
Yeah, I'm home. I'm in Hermitage. I live in the Nashville area. I do. Sonny lives in Hendersonville, and
Yeah.
Steve lives in another part of the city. So
Mm-hmm.
we, as I say, we're all in the Nashville area.
Yeah.
Now, JP and Les, they still live in Lexington,
Oh, okay. All right.
and which sometimes creates logistic problems, if you're touring. But
Yeah.
we always manage to work it out.
Yeah.
But we're sort of spread out, so that's the only downside to all that. But no, I'm relaxing here in Hermitage and just enjoying being at home with the family and a dog. So
That's great.
Aw, very
That's
good.
awesome. I've seen photos of a grandchild, I believe, that you're pretty
oh
fond
yeah,
of.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
got a he'll next in June, he'll be 10 years old. Got a grandson,
Happens
and
fast.
it's kind of cool. It does happen fast, and it's kind of cool because I get to bring him to the opera, usually when
Yeah.
we play, and
Yeah.
he's old enough now that he sort of knows what Papa does, and last year we were doing a big show in Knoxville with Alabama, like 20,000 people, and I got to bring him to that and
Oh,
backstage.
that's
So
awesome.
that's one of the cool things about still doing it is to get
Yes.
to share it with your family. It's a lot of fun.
That's a
Oh,
blessing,
I
man.
love
That's
that.
great.
I
Love
love
that.
Yeah.
that.
Love it.
Yeah, Marlon, we're based in Columbia, Tennessee, where they filmed
Mhm.
Larry's Country Diner, and actually
Oh man.
the version of Kiss You All Over that we're going to be sharing tonight on the show
It's from Larry's
is from
Country
Larry's
Diner. It's
Country
a live
Diner.
version because the thing is, you guys are great recorded and you're great live, and that you can't always say that about everybody.
Right.
Well,
But you guys are. You really are.
well, yeah. Thank you. We really miss doing that show because I don't remember. We did it. I lost track how many times we did it, but that was just such a fun show to do. I mean, as I've told people, it is as much fun as it looks like it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Larry Black and everybody on there, they just treated us so well, and we really, unfortunately, as you well know, he's had to retire, but we really miss doing that show. It was always a blast to do.
Yeah. We're actually where our studio is the home of Country Road TV, the Black family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Yep,
we're coming
that's
at
where
you
we are.
from. Yep.
Yep, the home of
Yep,
the
we
home
love
Larry,
it.
the home Larry built.
Yeah, that's right.
right,
Uh,
That's
that
right downtown in Columbia. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty little town. I don't get down there much,
Yeah.
but it is a beautiful town. But
Well, next time you are, let us know, and we'll give you the real tour of Muletown.
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do that sometime.
Yeah, that'd be great. Marlon, thank you so much for visiting with us today. And again, we're looking forward to
Yeah.
that concert, May the 2nd, an evening with Exile there in McMinnville,
So
Tennessee.
cool.
And tickets are on sale on fireconcerts.com.
Yes. Thank you,
All right.
Marlon.
Well,
Appreciate you, brother.
guys, I appreciate it very much, and we really are looking forward to being there. And all our friends, come and see us. You'll have a good time. I think you'll know almost every song we play and
Yes.
sing along and just have a blast.
It's
Yes.
going to be fun. Thank you, Marlon.
Thanks. Thanks
All
so
right,
much.
thanks, guys.
All right, bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Perfect.